bring the talks of the bar to your ears. This is Bartender Talks.
Live from the HMG studios, of course, this is Bartender Talks. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We bring the talks of the bar to your ears on this podcast. My name is DJ Intake. And of course, as always, I got with me Brick Events. Brick, how we feeling?
Yo, Intake, what's good, man? It's been a long week. I'm just trying to get drunk.
Man, it took you forever to get over here.
I know. My bad, kid. LIE was retarded, stupid for no reason. One lane for a whole fucking island to get to the city. That shit ain't make no kind of sense.
Don't you hate that when you get caught in a traffic jam and then you get to the point where you think the traffic is the most and then there's no traffic at all?
Right.
And you look around like, why not just wait 20 minutes? Alright, let's introduce our mixologist, of course, our resident, the best in the biz. Kim, how we feeling?
Thank you. Feeling so good.
We sipping on Blue Hawaiians today. What's in it?
It is Bacardi, Malibu rum, pineapple juice, and blue curacao.
Yeah, because it's a little sweet.
Yes, sweet.
I like that.
It's definitely sweet.
I like that. I want to introduce to this show one of my brothers, DJ Blanco, aka Jam Exotics. He got a lot of things that he wants to show us today. This is the Reptile King of New York, right?
Nice, the Reptile King. Right, yes, sir.
Yeah. I want to introduce him properly. Welcome, DJ Blanco.
What's up, guys? What's up?
I've been wanting to get you on here for a long time, since season 1.
It took him time to get me
here.
Yeah, I was busy.
Yeah, it's all right, though. We finally got you. And he got a lot of cool animals that we're going to show you guys.
We're like on Jimmy Kimmel right now.
Yeah, right? Yeah, right? Oh, we're going to make it there.
Yeah,
Bartender
right.
Talks, next big thing. We're going to get into trending topics first, though. Let's get back into it. Topic number 1. San Francisco will pay people to not shoot at others. Brick, I want to talk to you real quick because I didn't know San Francisco was that bad.
I didn't know it was that lit either. What the hell's going on?
The city says they plan to identify 10 people for the Dream Keeper Fellowship. So if they are in high risk of being involved in a shooting, either as a victim or as a shooter, they'll be qualified to get $300 per month for pledging not to be involved in a crime involving a gun.
Now, how many months you gonna pay me to not shoot people?
But that's what I'm saying.
Oh, they're getting a life coach too. So let's
they're getting a life coach?
It says they will also be paired with a life coach as part of the program.
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as the program is over, I'm stacking my 300s. I'm buying a bigger gun. And then I'm busting
Brick.
shots for all the months you told me not to shoot people. I'm just saying.
I mean, so crime
be like the
pays, right?
purge.
Literally, yo, crime pays.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about
We're gonna
that?
have to move down out there for a little bit.
Yeah, right?
Back some bread up, come back over here.
Get a couple extra.
That's like a whole stimmy right there.
That's what I'm saying. Get a couple checks. Damn. Yeah, I didn't know San Francisco was that bad over there.
I don't know, bro, but if that's something they're gonna do, go for it. Fuck it.
I heard the shootings are getting crazy. Like crime rate is going up over there.
Yeah.
I just want to know like how they're admitting or finding the person that, because they said, who's ever most likely to be shot or shoot or the shooter. Like, how are you going to determine who those 10 lucky winners are? Like, you know what? You look like the guy that's going to shoot the most people this month, so let me give you the $300.
Yeah, I have all my friends calling like, yo, they trying to shoot Brick. Give him $300.
There you go, Brick.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They probably got somebody walking around starting beef.
Yeah. I wouldn't admit I'd be one of the shooters, though. I think that's a trap.
Yeah, that's
They
a
set me
trap.
up. Yeah, that's too close to be.
At the end of the program,
Law enforcement.
they're gonna knock at your door. Like, why don't you come with us?
Yeah. Now that it's over, we gave you $1,200. Time to do life, buddy. Time to do life.
Damn. Well,
That's rough.
All right, let's get into this next topic. We at least talk about Drake every other episode.
Every other episode? No, every other segment of every episode
probably
is Drake.
every episode is about Drake, right?
Drake.
He's always in the headlines.
Always.
As you know, he came out with his new album, Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah.
It's #1 in the charts. He's actually in the headlines now for beating the record. He has 9 out of the top 10 billboards for a week.
Right.
That hasn't been done. Let me just
ever.
see here. No, it hasn't been done in 63 years. It was done by the Beatles.
Wow.
Not in hip hop. No, he's the first hip hop artist. Shout out to DJ Andre Nicolas. It hasn't been done since the Beatles in 1964. So in the top 10 billboards, he has 9 records on the chart. That's incredible. Shout out to Drake, man. Yo. All right, that's trending topics, y'all. We're going to get back and talk to Jam Exotics.
Yes.
Welcome back to Bartender Talks. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good, man.
Is the Blue Hawaiian hitting yet?
I'm gonna need like 2 more glasses of this. It's been a long
It's really
I got
good.
you, Brick. I got you. Don't worry.
It's really good. Yo, Jam Exotics, DJ Blanco in the building.
Wow.
Yo, we have tons of questions.
Ready.
We want to talk to you first before you bring out, all the animals.
I got you.
Because Brick's a little scared of the snakes.
Hey, as long as Kim holds them.
Now you good, bro.
I'm
You
gonna
safe
hold.
with me. I guarantee you that.
Right,
I could bet money on
Listen,
it.
if I can do it, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
Yeah, they try to make me hold snakes. I'm my mother's
That's
only
right.
son.
I give you another drink, you'll be all right.
Hey, say no more.
It'll be all right. DJ Blanco, aka Jam Exotics. Just tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into, collecting reptiles.
I got you. So I basically started with reptiles at the age of 3 years old. Like,
Wow.
my parents, mainly my dad, he got me into like lizards, and that's basically what I was dealing with. He had like a couple fish tanks and stuff like that, but the fish didn't really excite me the way the reptiles did.
Yeah.
So I was 3 years old walking with a 4-foot iguana by the tail around the house. Literally would go in the bathtub with him, all that. Like the
Jake
iguana
the
was
Snake Roberts. Remember that?
yeah.
Throwback.
So any other family member would try to grab him, walk around with him, he'll whip them with the tail. Me, I come by, he already knew. So
That's
I
crazy.
basically, from that young, was like the Jungle Book, man. Like I was just that kid that had the connection with the animals. And then, the snakes got involved when I was like 7 years old.
Yeah.
I went to a pet store with my dad out in Ridgewood, and now that pet store don't got nothing. But then they had every type of exotic animal. You had snakes, even poisonous snakes.
Why
they
you
had
think
in
the
there.
laws was looser back then? Is that why?
Back then, yeah. Back in like 2001, 2009, things were a little bit more freer than what they are right now. Now you need like licensing and all of that stuff like that. So basically, I got like all of that covered and stuff for like commercial use and things like that. So,
Okay.
that's basically what got me basically beating all the competition out here in New York. But yeah, when I was 7 years old, I went with my mom, my dad, and my brothers to the pet store. I seen this. They had like a whole section just for reptiles, and I saw that they had snakes in there. So. What caught my eye was a Mexican black king snake. I saw that. I told my mom, I was like, yo.
Mexican black It just sounds like it'll kill you.
It
And you
does.
said, hey,
This
this
snake-
this nice little Mexican black king snake.
So this snake is not even poisonous. Is a regular they call them colubrids.
Okay.
Is a constrictor though. This snake they call it a king snake because it eats other snakes. So that's basically what keeps it at the top and gives it the name as like the king cobra.
Yeah.
So
And you have one of those?
what the Mexican black king snake?
Yeah.
No, I don't have one right now, but
Uh-huh.
eventually in the future I want to get back into owning those.
Okay.
So I'm gonna explain a little bit on like what happened from there. So when I was 7, I told my mother, I was like, "Yo, I want that snake." She told me straight up. She was like, "No, you don't. You're not gonna get that snake. This and that." So I caught a tantrum. I started crying in the pet shop. My dad. You know, he wants to get it from me, but my mother's dubbing the whole thing. You're not getting that. So then, I let time go on. I ain't even get mad at it. My dad was still buying me lizards and stuff like that. I was still involved with like animals in general. But then once I was 12 years old, my parents separated.
Okay.
So they still married, but they separated. But
He's like, I'm gonna live with dad.
nah, not even that. I was still living with my mom and stuff like that. But my
he was
dad,
like, I could have my snake.
my dad at the time, he knew that I like snakes. So he was like, "Yo, if I get him snakes, probably I could get custody of him and keep him."
Oh, crazy.
So my dad, he had a friend in Jersey that would catch garden snakes out in his backyard. So my dad just started bringing garden snakes, and I was super excited, like, "Yo, I got these snakes." But I already knew the trick my dad was trying to do. So I was just like, "All right, I'm gonna play his game. I'm gonna keep doing this." So then, I started off with garden snakes. I got bit by my first garden snake. It felt like literally like a staple just going into my skin.
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn, what's this?"
It's poisonous?
Nah, non-poisonous.
Okay.
Everything I had was non-poisonous. Even though I've dealt with poisonous snakes before, but my main thing right now is just dealing with constrictors.
Okay.
So I started off with garden snakes. From garden snakes, I moved up to king snakes.
Okay.
From there, I went to corn snakes, bull pythons. Bull pythons, I was already starting to head into bigger snakes. So like
Right.
those get like 3-4 feet.
This is
and they just get a little
age
thickness.
12?
Yeah, at 12 years old.
Damn, bro.
So what's the difference between these snakes? Is it the size?
It's the size, where they come from, and basically just the different species of them.
Okay.
So bull pythons, they a little bit like they get a little larger, but they stay like the males stay like 3 feet. The females could get up to 4.5, 5 feet pushing, but they really don't get that size.
female snakes tend to be longer.
The females get bigger, yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they take over there. But so
Why
yeah.
is that? Because they have the eggs, or
It's just the thing with snakes. Like usually the females usually grow way bigger than the males. So but I'll tell you more like about like with alligators and things like that too. But yeah, I went from there. From bull pythons, I was starting to get tired of them. So I was like, let me add something more interesting into my collection. So I got boa constrictors. My first pair I got at a reptile show out in Westchester, and it was 2 Colombian red tails. And usually the price for them is like real high. You would get, especially a breeding pair, because I bought a breeding pair. You would spend about $2K on that pair. I got both of them for $200.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So that was just with me talking to the guy, and
Right.
he saw how passionate I was about it and everything like that. And at this time, I was 15 years old though when I got these snakes, and I guess he saw how young I was, and I don't know if he tried to catch me for a sucker or something like that, but I knew what I was doing at the time. Still, I got them literally within a year or so. They bred, had babies, so I had money on my hands right there
That's great.
off the jump, and they were already a breeding pair. So once I heard that, I already knew that they was in the the cycle of breeding, and the female was ready to basically have babies no matter what.
Right.
So then from that, my snakes had babies. I used to go to Coney Island all the time. I used to be with my snakes over there. Literally, I would stand there for like a good hour or so, charge people $5, $10, $20 for photos, and within an hour I made $311, and I would just
That's
leave.
great.
Like, yo, F
yeah.
that. Yeah, F that. Like I ain't gonna be there no
I need-
longer.
I need a snake,
I made my
boy.
money, and at the time I'm like 15, 16 years old, so that's more than enough than what I need, especially if
yeah.
I was doing it Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I was good. So
yeah.
then from there, time went on. I was still dealing with that kind of stuff, still doing my stuff in Coney Island. I did a photo shoot, my first photo shoot when I was like about 17 years old. And then from there, I just kept that going on.
When you do a photo shoot, meaning you were in the photo, or you was
No,
behind the
I'm not in
camera?
the photo. I was behind the camera.
Okay.
And I was working, basically putting the snake on the model, making sure the model was safe.
Okay.
And just making sure the snake was in the frame, getting close shots.
So
of, like,
people
the face.
found out about you and then asked you to bring a
Um,
snake to the photo
At
shoot?
the time, I was just working with one lady.
Okay.
And then there was this other guy that I met down from Coney Island, and he had a ton of exotic reptiles too and everything like that. And he used to work with a belly dancer, and then this belly dancer, she was pretty much known. She was out here in every club doing like big performances out in places for weddings and things like that. Right. And then the guy, he basically didn't have no more reptiles to do his work with her, so he passed, you know, her down the business line, and then, you know, I basically took over from there. Okay. Working with her, I worked with Ashley Roberts from the Pussycat Dolls. I worked with Action Bronson. I worked with him. Mm-hmm. Then I came out in a short film.
That's just the guy that eats all the food on Vice, right?
Yeah. So I was on Vice TV and everything too.
Nice.
Then from there, I ended up doing a short film, but I didn't have the snakes in it.
Okay.
And it was with these guys. I forget the name, but they worked with a lady from Twilight. Okay. And then from there, I took their contact info and I told them, hey, I got snakes and things like that. If you guys ever need them for like a photo shoot, music video, whatever it is, I'll you just give me a call. So then I ended up working with this Christian rapper that he's pretty known. There's a song called "Coming In Hot" by Andy Mineo, and you hear it a lot on like TikToks and Instagram reels.
All right, I need to get me a TikTok.
I ended up working with him. And we was at Dumbo Park at the Carousel, and the name of the song was called Judo. So you guys could check that out on YouTube and stuff like that. Those snakes in the video were my snakes. Then from there, you know, things just started carrying on.
So you didn't enter it saying, look, I'm going to do a business, like just showing people my reptiles. It was just something you were interested in, and the business grew organically.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's super dope.
I carried the flow straight through. Like I knew what my value was as a person, right, and then my value in as my like me owning these reptiles and how it stood out from everybody else.
Right.
Because there's a ton of other people out here doing that, but they don't keep their animals as, you know, perfect and clean, and you know the colorations is as crazy as I am.
How do you keep your animals clean? Like, what do you do exactly?
Consistently give them baths and everything like that. Keep them well hydrated. Their enclosures that I got, like, it took me time to get to where I'm at right now, but literally just within this year, no, last like 2020 into this year, I spent about $40,000 plus just on my on this business right now.
40,000.
40,000 plus.
Feeding them,
making sure they're perfect,
buying them, enclosures, heating, like everything comes into play. Even vet checkups to make sure that they're doing good.
Yeah.
And how many snakes do you have now?
Right now, I own 24 snakes.
Wow.
24 snakes.
That's insane.
Yep. And that's your entire collection?
For right now, that is my entire collection. Like, I plan on getting more because there's other like genetics and things like that I want to add into my collection.
Right.
But you don't only have snakes.
No, I don't only have snakes. Yeah.
So what else do you have?
I got iguanas. I got tarantulas, scorpions. I got alligators. Like,
okay. So the question I guess we want to know is, how do the ladies feel about this? Like, do they look at you like, ew, he got mad snakes? Or it's like, yo, he got mad snakes?
I mean, there's ladies that are scared of them. But then there's the girls that they find it like pretty much like me being sexy with them. Like, they're like, yo, he's different.
Yeah. Women are crazy, boy. They're like, oh, he got 24 snakes. I want that guy. Okay.
Yeah. So like, I could do like photo shoots and things like that, or even like if a model hits me up or something like that. Flirts come in no matter what, because they try to work the price, but I stay determined down onto what my value is. Like, if not, because you do one thing with one person and the other person, everybody knows everybody out here,
of course,
so you got to keep your foot down and keep your place in check.
I want to know, like, is there problems like putting the snakes on so many people? Like, let's say when you're out in Coney Island, whatever.
Well, right now I don't even do that no more in general.
Okay.
I keep mine more of a personal interaction. Like, I do the photo shoots, the music videos, and that's pretty much it. So right now, like, my snakes, they're used to being handled and around people because I start them from a very young age into that. So, when me raising them up that way and getting them used to being around loud music, and I throw like flash in front of them and things like that, so it just don't trigger them when they get older. And I'll know when the snake is getting irritated just because I raised them up from a baby. So I know what's bothering them and what's not bothering them. So that's like the best thing that I do so I know my reptile is the best way that I can.
Right.
So what are the signs you look for?
Basically, if the snake is like trying to slither away and not even be bothered at all, like right there, I know the snake is starting to get irritated, and you know, so I'll take the snake sometimes and hold it, let it get used to me. No, like they already picked up on my scent, so they know I'm there.
Right.
They're like, okay, he's still here, he's watching me, and then I'll give that a few minutes and then put it on to the next person. Cause I do parties. I've been booked at 46 Lounge in Jersey. They book me there every year, and also in Birch, Hoboken. That spot is like a 3-floor club.
What
like,
do you mean you
super
do
dope.
parties like
jungle parties? They'll book me for jungle parties,
just to have
Arabian
snakes
nights.
at the club?
Yeah, just to have snakes there, like
that's crazy.
just to fit in for the theme and everything like that. And these spots pay me, like.
And when you're there, what you do? You put the snake on people? Or?
Yeah. I'll have the snake there. I'll walk around with it, so I get people's attention. Like, oh snap! Look, he got a snake right there. So then, I'll usually go down to a spot where it's real chill. Everybody starts pulling up, and then even if I'm in the crowd, I'll put it on a few people, get their attention. And then once I like pulled in a couple people from the floors that's real crowded, I'll go to the spot where it's less crowded, so that way the animal isn't stressed, and not too many people are around to basically be like harassing me or the animal.
Right.
So I know how to work my way around and stuff like that. I won't really say too much of my technique, so other guys, if they tune in and they try to take my flow.
Business out here. Yeah.
So I keep it real, like interactive and stuff like that. Bartenders love it when I bring the snakes over there and everything like that. I've even had bartenders hold the snakes and bartend at the same time.
Oh yeah,
and
can
it's
you
pretty
bring
dope.
them?
Let's do a shot with Kim holding it. Yeah.
Bring
Let's do
them.
that.
I got you. I
Let
got
the
one perfect size
bartenders
for
hold
that.
the snakes.
Bring them to
Let's do that.
Alpha.
Let the bartenders hold the snakes.
If Alpha wants to book me for this, they just gotta pay the price I'm asking.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell the boss when I see him.
Yeah, let him know. I already
for
set that up.
No, we'll set that up. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
So Bartender Talks is for.
Exactly.
Bring the snakes to the clubs.
Yes.
Yo,
Bring the snakes to the clubs.
That's pretty serious. I like that, and you got a real passion for your snakes, a real love.
They like my kids.
Yeah.
So that's why, there's snakes for beginners,
Right.
and then there's snakes for experienced handlers. Basically, majority of all the snakes I have, they're all for experienced handlers. So
Now, when you say anaconda, I think the movie with J-Lo.
Right.
Right.
Like really large
So
snakes.
Yeah.
the way these movies put these animals out there is 100% fiction. Some of the colorations is correct and everything, but everything on the movies is fiction. It's basically to keep people scared and not wanting to like these animals, so that way the people on National Geographic and everything get the big attention, and
Right.
your local breeder or a guy that deals with them is basically nothing compared to what these guys are, and nothing makes them different from like me compared to these guys on National Geographic. Nothing makes it different. And on TV, they always gonna put on a show and not tell you the facts. They'll tell you some of the facts, but then they'll gas the whole thing and make it seem worse than what
What's
it is.
like a big myth they push on TV about snakes and reptiles?
One is now the size that they get up to, and basically too, people be like, oh, they sense fear and this and that. The snake don't sense fear. It's not like a lion, a tiger, or a bear. Like that, the animal, like a lion, tiger, bear will see you and you make eye contact with that animal, they coming for you. That's it. A snake will see you and you'll think that they keeping eye contact in you. Yeah, maybe they are just watching you, but their best thing is them trying to get away from you. They don't want nothing to do with you. So
Even if they're poisonous?
even if they poisonous, like even a rattlesnake, if you hear that rattle, you're too close. You need to back up and get away, because he's telling you already ahead of time. And that's the good thing with that type of snake, because he
Right.
warns you ahead of time. A cobra, anything like that, you'll see them they'll go up and flex. They'll flex their cape in the back of their head.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you in my space, back up. And they try to show off to you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Once you see them little signs, you already know,
So the signs mean to get away, not that
yeah,
they're
yeah.
trying to
They
get at
don't.
you.
None of these snakes will get at you like that unless you're in their space,
Okay.
literally trying, because that's their home.
Right.
They don't know who you are. If it's in the wild, they don't know who you are or anything like that. So if you get bit, basically you was too close into their space.
So what do? You keep them indoors, outdoors?
I keep them indoors. I got basically the whole room set up because the snakes that I got, they all basically within the same temperature range.
Right.
So the whole reptile room is literally 86 degrees. And the humidity, I gotta basically keep the temperature and the humidity up. So the temperature, I keep it at 86 degrees in the room, and the humidity usually stays at 54% in there. but then their cages have to stay within 66% and about like the hot side and the good like 90s and the low side like 80s.
That's a very warm room, right?
Yeah, you'll be sweating bullets off the rip.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
And then too, I didn't answer this question, but me cleaning the cages takes me about like 4 hours, and then feeding usually takes a little bit longer because the whole process of waiting for the food to
How often do
defrost.
you feed them?
I feed my snakes every week.
Every week.
But right now, sometimes if I feed my big snakes a big meal, I'll feed them like every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So-
it's
So once a week, you're giving them like
a large
mouse?
enough prey. And right now, I'm giving them rats,
Okay.
chickens,
Not
chicks.
even mice, rats. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
what-
my
City
babies,
rats.
my babies, they eat. Some of my babies they eat mice, but then I got the bougie babies that they only eat chicks. They only love chicks.
That's
Like
crazy.
So what's a big meal?
a big meal, I could feed my snakes right now up to maybe a medium-sized rabbit. But
Oh, wow.
for the most part, I've been
medium-sized rabbit.
Wow. Brick, are you defrosting a rabbit?
No, bro.
Because we're gonna do some live feeding right here on Bartender
I will
Talk.
watch it on Jam Exotics Instagram.
Yeah, me
I'm like, yeah, that's
too.
lit. Like,
Oh.
So I mean, you said you feed it every 2 weeks, a big
2
meal like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So
How long does it take to digest a medium-sized rabbit?
for right now though, I haven't been giving them rabbits. I've been giving them 3 jumbo rats. So it takes within like they digest this food within like 4 to 5 days. Yeah. So
Wow.
it's pretty quick. Their acid in their stomach is like they digest the bones, the fur,
Wow.
the everything down to the meat, like everything is
do
paused. But
they
you know,
shit, do they shit like feces?
if they shit,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
feces,
yeah.
they do poop. The poop is basically just how like our poop looks, a dog poop looks.
And you gotta clean all of that?
I clean everything, man.
Yo,
Like,
I take my hat off to you, King.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
yo, that is crazy.
Anaconda's poop is the worst poop to ever clean. They love to basically smush it everywhere. Like they'll spread it throughout the whole cage. Yo, I'll be there scrubbing that thing down for at least 30 minutes. And then let's say if the poop was there for like maybe like 2 or 3 days or something like that, because owning this many reptiles, your day does get busy, and any other big reptile breeder can't shame on me for this.
Right.
But because they all do their things too, and they all got their little stuff. Because I know a lot of things on these guys, but
Right.
so you literally got to use a spatula to scrape out some of the poop if it basically pat down.
Off the
Sure.
animal?
No, not off the animal, off the cage.
Off the cage.
Off the
Yeah.
cage. Okay.
Wow.
Because it basically gets as hard as sheetrock and plaster. Like that's how.
Really?
Yeah. So it's a lot of work. Like
So walk us through that process. Do they use the bathroom inside the cage usually?
yeah, in the cage. They do everything in the cage. For right now, what I've been doing, I've been keeping the my reptile cages simple, easy clean. Because these snakes, they don't really need crazy like reptile beddings and things like that. Because even if you use there's this Blanco cocoa blocks is good for them because it keeps humidity up. But if the snake is eating and it gets these things inside of their stomach while they're eating it, basically that's all going to collect in the stomach, and the snake cannot digest that. So it's basically going to start clogging up their stomach and things like that. Eventually having to give your snake a surgery that's going to cost you about $3,000. So
Wow.
you rather just keep it nice and simple, easy to clean. Because I used to use newspaper, now I'm using paper towels. As soon as that snake uses the bathroom and things like that, what I got to do, open the cage, take the snake out, roll up the paper towels, boom, in the trash.
Right.
1, 2, 3, done. Then I use this reptile disinfectant spray. It's called F10. So it's only used by veterinarians, and but they sell it online too. But a lot of people don't like buying it because it's expensive.
Yeah.
But it works magic, man. Like you just spray that down in the cage, just wipe it down, real nice and clean, cleans everything, and it disinfects all the germs too. So
Right.
it works perfectly fine.
Now we're talking a lot about snakes, but you collect other reptiles and other animals too.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into, progressing into getting into other things?
Basically, it was me watching National Geographic and seeing how dangerous these animals were.
Yeah.
So I basically wanted to test it out for myself. So,
Oh, wow.
So I basically was able to do my research, and when you do research, you find where you could basically get everything. So I did my stuff, I got everything. Then I got into like the tarantulas, the scorpions, and everything like that. But before I even got into buying anything like that, I always did my research into the animals before I did anything. And then when I got these things, you know, you're always gonna be scared because you're like, oh crap, I'm getting into this, but it's an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked about it. It was always an adrenaline rush. It kept me on my feet all the time. So, you know, with that being, as I started getting into like the gators, the tarantulas, the scorpions, and everything like that, you know, me owning them, I actually saw what it was having them and how they acted compared to what people put into books and TV and things like that. So it's not like how these people are basically putting the animals out there. And that's why in a lot of areas too, they ban these animals because there's a lot of unexperienced people that own them.
Right.
And they'll buy them because, you know, the animal, especially the snakes that I got, these animals look very cute when they little and things like that. Oh, yo, look, let me buy this snake. It's so tiny. Next thing you know, boom, a year later, the snake is 6 feet. And they, you know, then they throw it out into Central Park in the summer. And then, you know, the snake is no way gonna survive out here in the winter. Like, they cold-blooded animals, so they like to be in tropical areas. So, you know, that's another thing. But they'll survive the summer and maybe eat a baby chihuahua or something like that. You know?
Wow. What's the average length of like your snakes?
So right now, my biggest snake, he's pushing 9 feet.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, but these snakes, they could basically all the snakes that I got, they could push up to, well, the Burmese pythons, they could push like up to about 10 feet.
Okay.
Because a lot of these people, they bred them downsized, so they basically kind of dwarfed them out in their size. But I just basically got some wild, they call them wild type Burmese pythons. So they're straight. This one I got straight from Florida. Like a guy, he basically, you know, they would do like this hunting season thing all year round. So he ended up finding a pregnant mom, brought the mom over to his facility. She gave birth to about 60 something babies.
Oh, wow.
And
60 babies?
Yep.
And you're selling them for like 2,000 a piece?
He was selling these for 300 each.
300, okay.
Yeah. So they could have went a little bit lower, but you know the struggle he went through and stuff like that. So he's probably splitting profits with the other guy that helped him. So yeah. So I got those. That mom was huge. She was like 18 feet, at least 200 and something pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I saw that off rip, and I was like, damn, I need that snake. I need those babies in my collection so I could get these Burms with the crazy colors that I have, to have those genes in them and get them back to being what they used to be back like in 2001, 2009. So, you know, I'm trying to basically bring back, you know, the big Burmese pythons.
Like,
Definitely.
how do you keep track of that, like that industry? Like, how do you know about these guys in Florida who's capturing these moms with like 18 babies?
Like these guys, I've met them over time, just being like on Facebook and Instagram and things like that, you know, talking to everybody. And sometimes these guys find me.
Right.
So it makes my life 10 times
The same way
easier.
you're looking for them, they're actually looking for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Because you're on YouTube, right? You have
I
videos
just
on
started YouTube, but my
Okay.
main thing, I've had this Instagram account. I started it within a year, and I'm already just about to hit 1,300 followers.
Nice.
And that's literally legit followers, like nothing
not
bought,
paying.
none of that.
Yeah.
I'm not even asking for promotion and stuff like that. So, you know, that's pretty good success just for within a year and just posting myself being me.
For sure.
It works out a lot. But
And that's strictly your Jam Exotic.
strictly Jam
Reptiles.
Exotic, yeah.
Okay.
it actually did 10 times better than my DJ page. Even though my music is good too and everything like that, but the reptile stuff is different. Nobody out here is doing it the way I'm doing it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. So, you know, I try to keep things a little bit different.
Now, why is that? Why do you say like they're not doing it the way you're doing it?
I keep it more on a professional level, and I try to educate the people as best as I can on these animals, just because, you know, there's so many myths and things behind it. Like, I know you guys all heard of this person that had a cousin that the snake, you know, they slept with it and it sized them up and ate them, right?
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
That's bullcrap. Basically, that thing is a story behind basically saying watch who you keep too close to you, because that person might basically backstab you at the end of the day.
Right.
So that's what they try to say into that. But then everybody has this cousin, you know, the snake sized them up and ate them. Don't sleep with the snake, you know. Don't keep it in your house because it'll size you up and eat you. Straight up lie.
So you take stories like that personally, like
yeah. Sometimes it annoys me, but I already hear it. I'll be like, oh, so your cousin, you related to this guy, right? Oh yeah. No. Get out of here with that crap. Don't tell me that. You know, so it's funny just me hearing it over and over, you know. But
so there's no possible way that a snake will size you up.
Hell no. The snake would die before it tries to size you up. But you know, like if you're out in like Indonesia and stuff like that, those animals that are already like at their adult size and things like that, if there's no food that they haven't ate in a long time, And these, like, let's say these, the biggest snake out like in Indonesia is a reticulated python. The snake could get up to 20 feet.
Right.
And their head size could probably get about the size of like 2 fists or maybe 3.
Oh, wow.
You know, at its adult size. If it's like the wild ones that are out there, and if it hasn't, ate nothing in a while, and these snakes can eat up to a freaking goat. So if they can eat a goat, they could get halfway through a human body.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If the animal hasn't ate in a while and is in the wild, and you come across their path, you came in their path, like you're gonna get eaten.
Now, what's the next level for Jam Exotic? Where do you see yourself taking this?
For the most part, I plan on working with more bigger celebrities than what I have already, and still continuing on the photo shoots and things like that, getting more into like breeding the reptiles and coming up with like crazy morphs and genes that other people haven't produced, and basically also working on getting other genes that are in other countries that can't come across into like the United States lines,
Right.
but eventually being able to get some of those genes in, because it's possible. That's how everybody else done it. There's at the top already.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm basically trying to be that next guy, and I'm only 23 years old.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Yeah.
good to you. Yeah.
I have these snakes that they could produce this gene, but they got other genes in it. So when I breed them, I'll be along with other people that purchase these snakes that will have them within the U.S.
When you say you breed them, do the snakes like, excuse me for being naive, do
No,
the
you
snakes
good.
have sex?
They do. Basically, like with this whole process, you have to know like they're cycling within their seasons and what seasons get them to, want to get, basically set the tone and everything like that. So
They want to get romance.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
gotta set the tone.
Put a candlelight on.
So just with that, like you have to know the temperatures, the humidities, how to drop them, the temperatures down and get them to want to get ready.
Yeah, that sounds like females. You
And
gotta
basically,
get 'em ready.
like right now I'm specifically working with Burmese pythons and anacondas. So like with Burmese pythons, they'll get tired of the female like within a week. So you have to take out the male, give him some time, and then put him back inside. Maybe like after 2 weeks, introduce him back to the female, because he'll get tired of the girl and he wants to move on to the next girl.
Really?
So it's basically like guys at the club,
Definitely guys at the club.
For sure.
Is there like a jealousy or like an alpha male amongst the snakes? Do you see that type of thing going on?
Usually not, because with owning these reptiles, it's best to keep them within their separate enclosures, because you don't want to keep them together, because then that'll cause them to fight and everything like that, because they do keep their territory in place and things like that. And if you put in your money into top dollar reptiles like I am, like you don't want nothing like that happening to your snakes.
Of course.
So these are the snakes that I want to get the pure gene. It's called a pied Burmese. So that snake right now, it was going for about 30K to 20K. Right now the price dropped down to about 15K to 10K.
How come?
Because more people started breeding them, and then also people started breeding them thinking, I'm gonna get all this money, this and that. It didn't work out, because not that many people have that money to spend. I'm gonna buy a snake that costs 30K and leave my car, so I'd stay riding my bicycle every day.
Right.
So
Right.
not that many people will get into it. So that's what decreased the price. It kind of made me mad, because I spent $7,000 on the pair that I got that carry that gene. So when I breed these babies, they'll have other genes in them, so it will still keep me in that $20,000 range for just that one snake that comes out. So, and then the babies that carry the gene for it, they'll basically be going for about $7,000 to $5,000.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I have a good clutch, and usually the first time when you breed the snakes, they usually don't hit. So you got to do it the following year again, and then from there, they'll start progressing.
Right.
So my first time around when I breed these, I might not even get them.
Really?
So I'll put in this money into the snake, and I might not even get it. So that's why I don't really like brag about it too much when it comes to breeding time. But if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't.
Well, if it does hit, how many eggs are you expecting?
If it's her first time, and depending on the size of her, I could get 20 babies.
Oh wow.
Nice.
So out this clutch, I might get maybe 5 or 7 that are worth $20,000, and then everything else $7,000 to $5,000.
Wow.
So I'm looking at a couple grand right there. I could
For sure.
buy
That's
me
a
a
lot.
whole house,
Yeah.
like go for nothing. So that's basically I bought that pair basically because I love the snake and I want that snake that comes out, but also to help me out financially and get me quicker into where I want to be.
Yeah. I could definitely see you on like National Geographic.
I wish, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, need to get you to that next level.
I want to
bro.
see. I want to see some snakes. So let's take a quick break. DJ Blanco is going to set up, and we're going to get you up close and personal with some reptiles.
Let's do it,
Yeah.
man.
Welcome back to Bartender Talks. My name is DJ Intake. We have Jam Exotics in the building.
Yes, sir.
Rick, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, me too. I'm watching like 6 feet away. It's like COVID.
I'm right next
Social
to you.
distancing, kid.
Kim is your bodyguard. Kim
Yes.
is your
I'll be right.
bodyguard.
I'll be like, okay, baby, it's okay. I got you.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you.
I think. I don't
Jam,
know. See what happens when I see it.
Jam Exotics got a couple of snakes for us to see, and he has a couple other surprises. Blanco, what's the first one?
All right, so the first one that I'm gonna bring out.
Okay.
It's about 8-9 feet. Burmese python.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show him to you guys, and then
Yeah, let's do that.
keep it going.
So this is the Burmese python.
So this one right here is pretty heavy. So this one right here is a normal Burmese python. This is one of the ones that I was telling you about.
Okay.
That she was wild caught in Florida, but she was hatched in in the U.S. So this is one of the babies. She's never been dealt around like with people in general or anything like that, and she's actually calm compared to the boy that I have. The boy, he's super mean. So this is as little as they come when they born, straight out the egg.
Okay.
So let me show you guys how big these guys can actually reach up to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, this is beautiful.
So this right
Damn.
here is, he's 4 years old, so he's still got time to grow and things like that. But
Now, how big is he?
him right now, he's about like 8 feet.
8 feet?
Pushing to 9, yeah.
Wow.
Kim, take pics. Send those to me
Right
too.
now he weighs like maybe about 25
Send it to the group
pounds.
chat.
He got
Wow.
some nice weight on him. And this one, he doesn't have like other, because with snakes, they have like morphs and things like that, other genetics. This one, he's just straight a normal Burmese python.
What do you mean by morphs?
Morphs is like, so they have other genes in them that will create different colorations into the skin
Uh-huh.
of the snake. So he does not carry anything of that.
He's a purebred.
Purebred.
Okay.
Are those the snakes they use to make like purses and stuff?
Yeah, they do use them for that.
Uh-huh.
And that's because out in Florida and the Everglades, Burmese pythons did not originate from there.
Okay.
But since I believe it was like 2007 or 2009, there was a hurricane called Hurricane Andrew, and a lot of reptile breeders were out there, and basically all their facilities got like
Destroyed.
destroyed and taken out by the hurricane, and all these snakes broke out through their enclosures and because of the high winds and everything. So these type of snakes, they're tropical snakes, so they they started breeding and everything like that, and then they became an invasive species out there. in Florida.
Wow.
Nice. Blanco, come closer to the mic over
I
here.
got you. So yeah, so this little snake right here is literally straight from Florida, from the Everglades, and this is this is just a 4-year-old Burm. This is a boy. A female would have been 10 times bigger.
Do you fear that the big one will eat the little one?
He could squash it,
But he
I
won't
don't think
eat
he
it.
would eat it.
Okay, okay.
So I kept them in a separate. As you can see, I got a snake back here. So I kept her inside of it the whole time. Basically, to make you guys think I was gonna pull out a super big snake, put out the baby instead. So then, like usually, this bag right here is what they used to ship them. So so this is what they used to ship them through, like packaging and things like that. Then they'll put the insulation, like a foam, inside of it with a heat pack, depending if the temperatures are a little bit cold in the area that it's getting shipped to. And the snakes just get tied up in here, and they'll last until they get to their location.
Now, you just loosened the snake because it got a little tight on your leg.
Yeah, he was just well, it was more because he was getting tight around my neck, but it wasn't that he's gonna choke me.
Okay.
It's just that he's holding on to me, and he put a little bit more.
So that's what I was gonna ask. Now, is it ever like a situation where it's difficult or maybe like close to impossible to loosen the snake up from its grip?
Like him just wrapping up on me like this, It's not that he's trying to kill me. As you can see, he's trying to like explore his whole surroundings and things like
He's
that.
like, what's going on?
If he was trying to kill me, like you would have seen the head wrapping
really,
around
bro.
fully, and he would have been like squeezing.
So he
all
knows
that.
where your neck is.
Yeah, and basically like since the room temperature isn't as how his temperature is set up, he's basically gonna try to feed off of my body temperature, so he could warm up and basically get warm enough that he's able to
So
calm
he's
down.
like, I
and
need
keep
some
his time.
heat. Let me
Yeah,
get closer to you.
How long have you had that Burmese python
This
for?
one right
This is
here,
beautiful.
I recently got him. I only had him for like a month now.
Okay.
But the guy had him for 4 years, and he used them for educational shows for kids and things like that. But since this one, he was also from Florida, the breeder, and they just passed a ban over there in Florida that they cannot own them for nothing in the world. So, the guy basically sold them to me for a good price and things like that. And then...
And that varies state by state, right? So
Yeah. Every state has different laws.
Okay.
Yeah, so like in PA, these snakes are 100% legal over there.
Okay.
And basically that's where I got my snakes registered at. So that's why I'm basically beating all the competition out here. And I don't care if they really hear it because, I'm going to stay at the top of my game.
Listen, y'all cannot fuck with my man John Exotic, all right?
No, he's
he
on
got
top
this
of
shit
his
on
game.
smash.
He's on
All
top
you
of
little
his
snake
game.
holders.
He's on top of his game.
Yeah,
Burmese python. Do you? I want to know. Do you name all your snakes?
Yeah, this one, it takes me time because I usually like to feed off their energy and how they act. So basically gives them their name. So this boy right here, I named him Versace.
Versace.
He got like a
Nice.
smooth vibe to him and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I was just like, yo,
love
let me
it.
give him a little bougie name. Name him Versace.
Nice.
Does he go to the club with you?
Yeah, he actually did his first party about a month ago.
Okay.
I
How
don't
did he
know.
do?
He did great. He did
Great?
great.
He
He
did
was
his
in
first party, I like what he
46
said.
Lounge in New Jersey.
Now
I gotta bring you to Long Island.
Now I got a question, and
Yes.
it's probably a question that Brick is probably wondering too. Now, how
Not
likely
yet.
is that to snap at you, to bite you?
Right now, not very likely. He could if he wanted to, but since I knew that the guy that had him used them for educational shows, but I could tell that he didn't handle it as much, just because how territorial he gets in his cage when I try to take him out, and sometimes when I hold him, how he tightens up on me, so I know that they didn't really handle him that much. They just brought him out whenever they did. So for the most part, he's pretty chill, because like me just doing like this to him, if it was an aggressive snake, it would have already been
Snapped at you.
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's pretty chill for the most part.
So it just
He
depends-
knows who people are.
Oh,
So
okay.
he knows not to, come and attack. And
Depends on
things
the
like
upbringing.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
that. And
Is
usually,
he,
if you
is
have
he getting more will they warm up? Like now you've had him for a
yeah,
while.
like
so now,
when I was at this club with him, like other people was holding him, but I guess he already picked up on my scent from me holding him so much.
Yeah.
He was just already like going towards me,
Towards
so I could
you.
take him.
Yeah.
So the people
That's
was like,
sweet,
oh
though. He's
yeah,
like, oh,
they
he
all
wants
do that.
you.
They all do that. I know that. So once you're already holding them and they see that they're not in their cage and they're dealing with people, they're super calm and they're not like trying to attack.
wow.
They won't even
Yeah.
attack or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I know what snakes to bring out to people.
Yeah, and
Because
which
I don't want to deal with anybody even getting bit and things like that. Because who wants to get bit by a snake, or who
Yeah.
owns the snake and wants to see somebody get bit?
Does cologne and like perfume affect them at all?
No,
No?
that doesn't at all. If anything, that helps pick up the scent and they'll smell it after time. And because I named it Versace because that's the cologne that I wear.
Ah, you
So
see?
I was like, I wear it all the time, and he picked up on that smell.
Yeah.
So he knows that that's me holding him, and he could basically just tell from my energy and things like that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Versace.
And Burmese pythons as they get older, they hiss a lot louder. But it's not that they're hissing because they're mad. It's just how they breathe. So like you see right here, those are his nostrils right there.
Yeah, I
And the
see.
front right here, those are heat sensors.
Oh wow.
So yeah. So the heat sensors help them detect if the temperature is too hot or too cold to them.
Right.
And then they see thermal vision. So basically how they see us big body is red.
Yeah,
If it's
yeah.
this right here, they'll probably
The
see
heat,
they'll
like
see it blue,
Yeah,
and if
yeah.
it's warm, it's cold. It got the red on it. So
that's very cool.
yeah. And then you can feel the skin right here. You don't feel like it's like dry or anything like that. And if you look at the skin, it's like
It's
you can see the
beautiful.
iridescence.
How does it feel, Kim?
It feels amazing. Actually.
You want to feel it? Come
No,
on.
I'll
The
take
head-
your word for it. I'll take your word for
The head
it.
is back here. The head is
I'm
back
gonna
here.
touch it.
I got the head.
Oh wow.
So nice.
That's
Yeah, you see
sexy.
it?
Yeah. it's
He's
really
super chill. You don't gotta worry about him biting or anything like that.
Yeah,
Like this,
he's
this
nice.
boy is from the time that I've had him and everything like that. I could tell that he wouldn't snap at anybody.
Right.
Just me holding him, and I wouldn't have put him into a large crowd if I knew he was
Of
like
course,
like
yeah.
snapping and stuff like that. So I'm gonna show you guys 2 other reptiles that I brought with me.
I hope they aren't bigger than Versace.
This bin right here is just a traveling bin.
Is he really heavy?
Yeah, he got some weight on him. You wanna hold him? Alright.
How heavy is he?
He's like about 25 pounds.
Cam, you ready?
Yeah, I want to hold him.
Showtime. Can I take a picture of you? Let me hold your phone. My phone is dead.
Let's definitely get we'll get a shot.
You wanna do the shot after?
Yeah, we'll do the shot after.
Alright, we do the shot after. Oh, we do it
Oh, you want to do it right
It's a
now?
video.
Okay.
She ready, kid.
We'll pause the recording.
Ready.
So then this right here, you let the tail unwrap right there. Hold underneath. Right there. And then bring this hand over right here underneath. Just like that.
Ooh, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
So as you guys can see, I always have a way
It's
of
really heavy.
yeah, I always have a way of like the people
Your
holding the snakes,
workout.
so that way it's comfortable for the person and also comfortable for the snake, and you know, so it won't wrap around the way it does on me.
Right.
I got you.
No, he's really heavy. Yo, you gotta hold him. He's
I'll
heavy.
take your word.
Come on, are you not gonna hold? Are you gonna hold him?
Nah, I'm definitely not gonna hold.
You're not.
No.
Listen, he has to DJ. Listen.
Yeah, we didn't sign up for
That was
that.
very cool. I like it.
So I'll show you the last snake after. This one right here is another large alligator.
That's a big bin.
Let me show you. It got some weight on it. Go feel it on that.
Blanco, we need you.
Oh shit! Oh!
Oh.
All right. So this right here.
Why did you do that, bro?
Yeah, that was so not good.
Blanco, we.
So this right here is an American alligator. This one is a female. The way I was able to sex her was through this portion right here of her of her hand right there. Yeah.
He's like that. Is that the
So
vagina?
she's really chill. Like I could pet her on the back of the neck. I've had her for 6 years. I literally raised her up when she was straight out the egg. I got her from a gator farm, and this girl right here, she's came out in a music video, and she's done a photo shoot. So if you guys listen real carefully, like I'm gonna try to get her to do her call, and that call is when a gator feels endangered, and they usually calling for their mother.
Okay.
She's 6 years old. I don't know why she's still calling for her mother, but you know, they by that time they shouldn't even be doing it. And it's within the first year of them being a baby. But watch.
Try to put it in the mic.
Watch.
Try to put it in the mic.
So right there, that's the gator call. That's what
Wow.
they do when they call in when they're in danger and they need help. So and if there's a couple other alligators around the area and they hear that, most guaranteed you about to get mobbed by a ton of alligators coming.
And that's crazy because that's such a low sound,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That
But
you
the way
wouldn't
the
even
sound
notice.
waves react
Not
into
gonna
the
notice.
water and outside, these animals pick up on it so quickly because their ears are on the side of their eyes right here, so they could hear right there. And then they also have 3 eyelids, so those eyelids help them to be able to see underneath the water.
The eyes are actually really pretty.
help them see above land and things like that.
So Blanco, why is it? Because as soon as you pulled it out, right? It's a female. So as soon as you pulled her out, her mouth open. Why is
Basically,
that?
she did that as a like a surprise. Like she's like where I'm at. So is it basically to try.
She's
and,
ready.
Like flex on me.
Okay.
But once
Yeah.
she sees that she's being held, she's super chill. Sometimes when I'm holding her, like she'll pee and things like that. But I could like
Nice.
yeah. So she's super chill. I can put her on the side right here like that, and she won't even do anything. As you can see right there.
Yeah.
Can I touch her?
If it was a wild gator,
Oh, yeah,
she
this-
definitely would have
This is
took a
weird.
finger
She's
off.
like kind of cold. Like her
Yeah,
skin is cool.
But it's because the temperature in the place.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's not too bad though. Because alligators they could stay up to about maybe like lowest temperature. Because in Florida it does get
Yeah.
up to like 55 degrees. So that's the lowest temperature that they can stay in, and they'll basically go in a stage that they wouldn't eat for a couple months. And then once that temperature starts rising up again, they'll get back into feeding mode and start eating again. And then basically every time they eat, all that weight goes to their tail. Because when these animals get big, they use their tail basically to help them out 100%. So this tail will basically be like when there's in a full adult alligator, pretend a MLB player basically swinging full force straight to your legs.
Wow.
So that's how their tail would basically take your legs out, and then their jaw pressure. If you do like this, even to a big gator, they have no they can't do anything. You have all control once you have their mouth closed.
Get out of here.
Once that snap hits, you got 10 tons of pressure right to your hand. Yep. So this is a lot of things that you guys probably didn't know, and I just educated you guys on this right now. So this girl right here, she's 6 years old. She should have been way bigger than what she is right now, but from what I'm seeing, the parents were probably not as big as as a wild one would be. So that's why she's growing the way she is. But she eats every 3 days.
What does she eat?
I give her mice right now. Every 3 days I give her mice, and she's just been growing really slow. So for my sake, it's pretty good, because if I could get another male that's small and breed her, I could probably be the first guy to make dwarf alligators, and probably be the first one to make gators that are actually, perfectly able to be kept as pets.
Wow.
So right there, that's like top dollar reptiles right there. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep growing her the way she's been growing. I'm not even gonna try and force her to get bigger than what she is, and just see how time goes. I don't try to rush my animals into growing, but I like to feed them the proper way so they grow in the correct way. Not
You said she's 4 years old.
Cage, she's only on the land, like she doesn't have water.
like she has the water and she has land, so she could pick and choose where she wants to be. Yeah.
Kim, we need you in the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not close.
So I'm put this
I just want to know where she was living.
So what's her name?
This one I named her Egypt.
Egypt. Nice. Okay, and that's an American gator.
Alligator, yeah.
American alligator.
There's like two different species. There's two different species of alligators. You got the American alligator, and then you got the Chinese alligator. And just the difference in those is the size and the way their snout is. And then crocodiles, there's a ton of different species of crocodiles. Like you got dwarf caimans. Those are pretty much kept as pets in certain states. And then you got certain crocodiles that are kept as pets in certain states. But it's all the snout, the size that they get up to, and different regions of the U.S. and different countries that they come from. So that's the only thing that keeps them different.
Is that the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
The snout,
Snout,
So
okay.
alligators have a more wider snout. It's like a U. And crocodiles have a more V-shaped snout.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this last snake that I got here, this is an ivory Burmese python. And these right here, you get from another gene of albino, which is a hypo Burmese python. And just that hypo Burmese python, it has more pigments into the skin color than a regular albino. Yeah, albinos are usually yellow, like as you've seen, like Britney Spears holding,
Right.
and things like that. So the hypo Burmese has more skin pigments into it. When you breed two of those hypos together, you get this snake that's basically a super albino, and it looks as if it's all white.
Okay.
So that's a super albino snake.
Yep. And
It does look albino.
he has blue eyes, and you have some that come out with black eyes.
It's just a little bit more. It got a little bit more pigment in the skin.
How big will this one get?
This one right here, he'll get maybe about, like for the most part, he'll probably only hit 10 feet. Because males do stay smaller than the females. Yeah. So if it was a female, she'll probably hit 15, 16 feet.
Does that mean like in the reptile kingdom, the men are scared of the women? I'm just saying.
I don't know, because I haven't seen them like, try to, be scared from the females. But the female basically is the bigger one. Now with alligators, the male gets bigger than the female.
Okay.
So if you see a big gator, like super, super big, most likely
it's a male.
It's a male.
Copy.
If you see a smaller, because the females usually max out to about 9 feet, but they do reach up to about 1,000 pounds in weight. Wow. So by then you need at least like 10 guys to help you out with a large gator. Yeah.
Wow. I want to talk about the ivory snake.
Yeah.
What's her name?
This one right here is a boy. This one's a boy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I named him Supreme. I thought it was a pretty cool name. He's like an off-white color. Let's make him a little bit foreign. You know.
Okay.
So, for the most part, a lot of people like using him for like photo shoots and things like that, just because how his color is, and also photographers too. They can even make him look whiter than what he is. So it kind of works out really well, and not too many people will have this type of snake is like in their collection and things like that. Only guys that are up there doing their thing and going on forward with that.
Nice.
But he's super chill. Like in the beginning when I first got him, he was super nippy. The guy that I got him from basically had these parasites on them called mites. So these mites, they basically go inside the scales and they'll suck the snake's blood out, basically like a flea or a tick on a dog. So what I use to basically eliminate that is this spray called Frontline. It's for dogs and cats, but it also eliminates fleas, ticks, and mites. So I did one spray on a couple paper towels. I literally started from the head back here, wiped them down fully, left them inside the bin with no water, and I just kept them in the right temperature. Within a week, those bugs were gone. And
could you see them?
Yeah, you can see them. You can see them. Yeah. They like you see them. They're like black, and they'll be crawling along the snake. They look like a flea, but like they're real ugly when you look through a microscope and you see them. Yeah. But they will literally suck the blood out the snake. They could also give them like respiratory infections from how many they could get, like sucking out the blood and everything like that. And it can even cause the snake to not want to eat. So
why did he put them on the snakes?
He just probably wasn't taking care of the snake as well as he should have been. And everybody thinks it's easy to manage everything like this. And everybody, if you tell them something about their animal, they're an expert. They don't want to hear nothing else from nobody else. So it's like, if you have a dog and be like, oh, I give it this food and it don't want to eat nothing else, and it only wants to eat that food, but the dog stops eating that food, switch up the food and see if the dog wants to eat that. But you can't tell them because that's their pet. So
they're like,
so it's the same thing with the reptiles. But once like me, I'm pretty much experiencing this, so I pretty much know about them. So if I tell somebody and if they want to take the advice, they could take it. If they don't, that's on them. And when the animal dies, I told you so. I try to help you, and you didn't want the helping hand when I was giving it. So, but
when they have this problem, they can like get it onto other snakes that
it will spread through every other snake. And if the snake has like a real bad respiratory rest infection, it will spread to the other snakes, and the snakes will end up having that same respiratory infection. And then if you don't take care of it on time, it would basically kill the snake.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is this one heavy?
No, this was pretty light. You can hold him right there. And he's super chill. So you just basically when you're holding a snake, you let them slither where they want to go, because they trying to explore their boundaries and things like that. You don't want to hold them like constricted like that and then hold them mad long, and then the snake wants to go do his thing. He's already used to that though, because I train them with it all the time. So if it happens, they don't react to it, in a manner that they want to attack and things like that. But for the most part, he's very chill.
Like when I'm holding him, I could feel like he's going toward you.
He already knows like off of the rip, like
I'm
the
not
sun
about
and everything.
this life. I'm going around.
And you see how he's using his tongue, and it's flicking like pretty quick.
Yeah.
That tongue motion right there is like a blind person when they're using a stick to find their way around.
Okay.
If you see that tongue, that is coming out real slow, and he's like hissing at the same time, but it's like slightly coming out his mouth, he's getting ready to bite.
Really?
So when you see that, you already know, like, all right, let me chill out. So while I'm doing shoots with models and things like that, and I see that he might do that, I'll come to him and I'll cover his face, move him around, redirect him, like, hey, you're gonna go this way, you're gonna go that way, you're in a whole nother space. And then with that is like an autocorrect to him basically, and he knows all right, I'm back here. So he's not in danger and things like that. So you basically gotta just let these animals know that they're not in danger.
The snake whisperer.
He is, right?
Yeah.
Well, Jam Exotics, we really appreciate you bringing your snakes and your reptiles here, man.
You're not even gonna hold this one? Come on, bro.
No, I like watching you hold the snakes.
We'll do it off the scene.
Well
We'll do it off camera.
That's funny.
Well,
It's so soft, this one.
Yeah, I keep the skin well hydrated. Make sure.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful snake.
It really is.
Intake gotta get a picture, a few.
Yeah, we're gonna get a few. Yeah. All right, Jam Exotics. Thank you so much, DJ Blanco, bringing your snakes by, man.
You're welcome, guys. Anytime, man.
DJ Blanco is gonna put all the animals away. Boom, boom, boom. Shout out to DJ Andre Nicolas.
Yes,
Yo,
sir.
the vibes that he creates behind the scenes is so important. Everybody that that plays a role here is just it's amazing.
Every
it's
role is
amazing
important,
vibe. Yeah,
yes.
it's just amazing vibe. Man, that was an amazing question of the day. I want to wrap up episode 2, season 3, Bartender Talks. I'm gonna start. My name is DJ Intake. You can find me at DJ Intake at Instagram. DeeJayintake. Brick, where can people find you?
Only on Instagram at Brick Events, BRIKEVENTS. That's it.
Our mixologist Kim. Thank you so much for the Blue Hawaiians.
You're welcome,
poppin',
guys. I'm
yes.
glad you enjoyed it.
Really good, really good.
You can find me on IG. It's Kimmy K Hair and Makeup, and only eyes, no eyes. So KIMIK Hair and Makeup.
Nice.
Lovely. DJ Blanco.
So
Jam Exotics. You got an extensive line of how you promote your stuff.
Yeah.
Where can the people mostly find you at?
Well, I mainly be on 2 Instagram accounts because I do promote myself as DJing, and that's another business that I do.
Okay.
You can find me on that page at DJ Blanco NYC. No underscores, no spaces, everything together.
Okay.
My main account, which I came out today as, is Jam Exotic Reptiles. You can literally search that up, Jam Exotic Reptiles, everything together, no underscores, just straight through like that, and that's all for that social media. I also do sell apparel, so you guys could check me out, hit me up directly. The male shirts is $30 and the female shirts are $25. So if you guys are interested in buying the shirts, just let me know and I'll go forward on. I can ship
So the
it to your
Jam
location.
Exotic, you got Jam Exotic merch?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
merch that you see me wearing right now
Uh-huh.
is the same merch that I'm selling. So this is actually one of the shirts that I got, and I
Nice.
have the other shirt in white right now.
Okay.
All the black shirts,
I
as
got
you
it.
can see from here. He got the
right now.
exclusive right now. That's the
Nice,
OG
nice.
shirt right
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I like.
so those are all sold out right now. So when I sell my grays and my whites, that's when the next order will come in for the blacks and
Nice.
reintroduce.
How about the
them.
hats, bro? I need a Jam
hats?
Exotic hat.
That's coming soon. I'm just waiting until everything sells out, and then from there I'll use that money, spread it on, and then
Nice.
Wise,
going
wise.
forward.
So they
And I
can-
like to use everything that I make from profit and things that I'll use the profit to keep, and then what I spent on the shirts and stuff like that, I'll use it into continuing on.
Real
yeah.
money. Yeah, for sure. So they could check out your entire collection on Jam Exotics on
Reptiles
Instagram.
on Instagram,
Okay.
and I've been a little bit more active with my YouTube channel. So if you guys are trying to learn about reptiles and see how I handle my reptiles, you can check that out on YouTube at Jam Exotic Reptiles. And I do have Facebook, but I barely be on that.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. But mainly you will find me on Instagram if you're trying to get a direct message straight through to me. Instagram is the way to go. I'm on that 24/7. Like,
Nice.
you would think I never sleep, and I kind of don't.
Yo, I need to be on that level though.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to be committed to Instagram nowadays to see
Like,
real
I
success,
gave my whole like life and everything to this business.
Yeah.
And my DJing business, I literally quit my 9-to-5 jobs and everything like that to work what I'm doing right now. So I'm taking my life to like a whole nother level, trying to make
Nice.
sure I
Yeah, you're
get
all
to where
in.
I want to be. Yep.
You're all in right
Yep.
now. We love that.
That's how I got to be.
Thank you so much, DJ Blanco, Jam Exotic Reptiles, for coming by,
Yes,
showing us
thank
some
you.
amazing animals.
Anytime, guys.
Come back, man. Come
I
back.
got you.
Yeah,
Next
we
time
want
I'm
you
coming
back.
with more crazy stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Just
need
don't
you.
bring
You have
those
at least
spiders up in
24
here.
Nah,
Next time I'll probably come in with a 6-foot lizard in here.
Yeah, we
walking
need
in
that.
straight fire.
We need that. Looking like Jimmy Kimmel in here.
Walking it in on a leash.
Shout out to DJ Andre Nicolas, our resident DJ behind the booth, behind the scenes, setting the tone. And shout out to our cameraman, Andrew, the camera guy.
Yes.
Yes.
The best in the biz. Word.
That's a wrap, y'all. Oh wait, before I forget, excuse me. Brick, you want to talk about what we had displayed the
yeah.
entire episode?
We got sponsorship from Judah Brothers Boxing. Our good friends from Judah Brothers Boxing, Jab Judah and family, are coming out with a line of boxing gloves as well as celebrity boxing entertainment. So look out for that. It's a dope sponsorship, a dope partnership with Bartender Talk. So watch out for bigger and better things.
Love that. All right, y'all. That's a wrap. Episode 2, season 3. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Later.
Yeah.
Later.